humans, and welcome to the final episode of my Animal Crossing New Horizons daily gameplay series. And we have some less than ideal circumstances today, as it is currently raining on my island. Of all days that it could be raining, it's on my final day. Still, I'm not gonna let it rain on my parade. We're not gonna take a rain check. I'm not gonna let it cloud my judgment, as some might say. Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor sleet, something, however the saying goes. I'm gonna press onward and record today's daily gameplay regardless of the weather condition, and I'm gonna count today's rain as lucky. Besides, when I first started recording this daily gameplay series, I resided in Los Angeles, and now that I reside in Seattle, a city that's known for its rain, I find it fitting. Isabel! Hello! Your last message of my series. It is a pleasure to see you, as always. This may not count as news, but I do have a cautionary tale of sorts. Occasionally, residents complain that they purchased a work of art, only to realize that it's, well, fake. The last recurring character to show up on my island is red. I suppose that's fine, because as I end my series, I figured that what I would like to do in this final episode is just kind of go around my island, see all that it has to offer in the rain. And considering that red is in the back of the island and I have a designated warp pipe to take me over there, I figure, okay, at least I can showcase that feature. Oh, superfan, I started writing this message because I had something to tell you, but now all of a sudden I'm drawing a complete blank. It's quite embarrassing, but I shall send this letter to you anyway. Forgetfully yours, Minoru. Minoru, that is a thoughtful letter. With all due respect, I'm going to go ahead and remove it so as to clear up space. I am surprised that in this Nintendo Switch 2 update for Animal Crossing New Horizons that they did not add more mailbox space. I'm not complaining, I just like, oh, hang on. Hello there. When you've got that thought bubble above your head and you're a tourist, that usually means that I can invite you over to my island's hotel for a VIP room. Is that what you would like? I've seen you before. Aren't you from Aquanet? Oh, I'm a guest here. Where are my manners? I'm Tipper. I'd rather be Tipper than tipsy. I booked this trip some time ago and I never circled back to get a hotel room pushy. It's a shame I'll have to head home today, but I've had the most lovely time here. Well, do I got good news for you? I won't just leave you here in the rain. I have been wanting to design an extra hotel room today anyway. While it is unfortunate that I won't be able to get the VIP hotel room achievements before this series comes to a close, I will be able to get the achievement for designing hotel rooms at all. And Tipper, you have the honor of being the last one. Why don't you set up a VIP room and put him there? Yes, I can do that. VIP room it is. So the long and short of it be, you're invited to stay in a VIP room. A VIP room just for me? Darling, that sounds wonderful. I can't wait to see it. But I will. Take your time. That's what I say. My friends are always like, oh, I can't wait for this to come out. And I'm like, but you're waiting right now. See, Tipper, you get it. Which is why you're getting the VIP room. All right, now do I want you to choose a theme or shall I choose a theme? I'll choose a theme. Well, it could also be fun to go free roam for this final day. I think I'll still just pick one. You know what? Mermaid room or spa room. Arcade room would be fun if it wasn't the last one. Toilet room, Japanese garden. I guess we can do... So underwater room is different from the mermaid room, I guess. Considering my island is water themed, hence its name of Aquanet, I suppose I should make the most VIP room of them all. A water room. Man, if I could get you a water bed, I would totally do that. I'm thinking of those water beds that they have in a Goofy movie when Goofy and Max stay at the hotel room and they like jump on the beds and they just like slosh all over the place. Alas, I don't have access to those. I'll get you something comfortable though. First things first, because I'm going to try to take this seriously, I need to see my available tools. I mean, I have anything I've used in the past, plus anything else that the game wishes to offer me, and I already have all the shell stuff. So all right, let's give you the biggest room I can. A good old 10 by 10. There you go. Appreciate the animation of the ground looking like it's in water. It's kind of like wavy. I like it. Let's see. And then, yeah, I guess the entryway should be stone. That really doesn't matter as much. I just think it should be stone. It shouldn't be carpet if you're going to go straight into the water, yeah? All right. And we'll want a little bit of blue lighting. I think the brighter blue is kind of cyan. The cyan, I think, is preferable. The other blue is a little too much. I feel like instead of... Yeah, healing noises, yeah. I think instead of healing you, it would give you a headache. There you go. Yeah, some healing ambiance, as it were. So the rain is more akin to white noise, which I feel can be good. I think we'll still go for the healing. All right, folks, enjoy this ambiance because it's going to be the background music for the next couple minutes while I design this room. I take no offense if any of you choose to skip ahead. All right, so I still want to strike the balance of this being underwater feeling and a hotel room. And I want to take it seriously. I don't want to just toss a bunch of stuff everywhere. So perhaps I can still throw down a few items to get some inspiration. So some shell beds. How about multiple, yeah? Now, most of the time actually every time I've been to a hotel in America, it's always been 2 beds, unless you get a suite. I've been to Japan multiple times, and it's quite normal to have hotel rooms with 3 beds. So we're gonna do 3. All right, third wheels are welcome here. Now, I'm interested in the idea of having a lamp on some sort of nightstand next to these beds. I don't want to just put shells on the floor though. Let's see. What I would want a couch. So I kind of want to split the room into 2 chunks. So yeah, the mermaid sofa, we're gonna need one of those. So on this side, I'm gonna put like some countertops so you guys can watch TV and all that. I might put partitions later or something. I'm not really digging the tables I can use. Do I want to just have a table for dining's sake? So you can consume food in a comfortable manner? Not really. I'm kind of leaning more toward the wooden counter table. We do pink, does that look okay? It does go well with the couch. Let's see. It's that nice kind of like mermaid pink. I'm thinking something like that. Because what I'm gonna do is on the other side, I'm gonna put a bath, a shower, and a toilet. So that's where my head is at. Wardrobe, yeah, mermaid closet, mermaid wardrobe. Do we want 2 of them? I mean, we're gonna have at least 1. Do I want 2? What else do I want to go on this, up against this wall here? I guess, okay, so I guess we do the dresser. We don't need 2 of those. Put the dresser here. I mean, even if you stayed here for a week, you don't need 2 wardrobes. That's a lot of wardrobeage. Okay, and that will go on this side when I eventually put a bath and a shower here. Just kind of setting that down for later. So I'm trying to use a lot of the mermaid items I got. Oh, wait, I realize I'm kind of messing this up. So so you would enter and all the beds would be in the back. Okay, I have this, I need to rotate this 90 degrees. I have this oriented wrong. I want you to be able to come in and then like immediately to the left are the beds and then to the right is the bathroom. I think that would be better, yeah? Okay. No, but now this isn't lined up correctly. Okay, so that goes there. Hang on. Okay. So I kind of wish, I know there's like a way to select multiple items. I see that in the bottom right by holding R. I just want things to be spaced out properly. That's probably fine. Okay, it's 10 by 10, so like the spacing on each side should still be correct. Okay, and then the couch, just move that over for a second because I'm gonna move these over. Okay, rotate, put it that way, so you can put your belongings underneath. And then that there. Okay, but we don't want it to be blocking the entryway. So I guess we'll move that in a little bit. Well, I guess it can be blocking. Well, it wouldn't block the entryway. I just want to make sure. Okay, hang on. So, do you have enough space over there? I guess you do, but if I want to put a TV on it and a couch over there, you probably want some more space, yeah? So, I guess I don't need this much space on the opposite side, right? I think I'll move everything back. So if I do this, I can select multiple. So that back, there we go. And now we're gonna do that. Maybe a little closer. Yeah. Okay. And then that goes here. Forgive me, I'm talking myself through the creative process. I'll have more engaging commentary momentarily. Put that there for a moment. The couch goes back on this side. Okay, because even though it's an underwater room, the bath and everything's going to go on the opposite side, and we don't want to just put the couch on the side with all the water. Okay, we are going to want partitions. Let's see, I guess we can do gold. Gold and pink, light blue. Light blue? Pattern. Custom design. Let's see, I have fish, right? Gotta have fish. Oh, I do have fish. Although koi fish is a freshwater fish. It's not a saltwater fish, and this is underwater akin to like the ocean, not a lake, but whatever. It's a fish. I like koi fish. My favorite fish. So I guess we'll do that. All right, so what's gonna happen is I'm gonna put these here, and then I'm gonna put a shower and a toilet behind it. That way there's a little privacy. Okay, so will the shell arch fit if I put it anywhere? Because I think pink or even purple would look good. Let's look at pink for a second. I might change the color of that. Oh, but see, if I do that, purely due to the nature of how these arches work, so you can only go through the middle of it, and it's just the wrong length for this to work. 10 is the maximum length I can have of the room. I need an 11. And if I shrunk it down to a 9, I'm still going to run into issues of not having enough space to put everything I want. Okay. I might have to do without the arch. And I don't need the arch. I just like having it. All right. Let's get some kitchen stuff in here. The marble kitchen island. Let's see. And the colors. Blue, pink, or beige. Let's do pink. Other stuff in here has been pink. So we'll get rid of the arch. I've decided. This will go over here. And then what I'm gonna do, okay, at first I was wondering if I should have wall partitions. I'm kind of leaning toward the idea of, so these little stands that I have here, I wanna put a TV on one of them, and then I wanna put fish on the others. I don't think I wanna have any lamps. Jukebox. A fun idea, but maybe I should refrain from putting too many electronics in the underwater room, yeah? The bathroom stall is more akin to what I want. Yeah, I don't think I just want to have an open toilet. Put the bathroom stall in there. Okay, so let's do the bathtub first, and thankfully I can customize that one. And, ooh, gray stones, that's probably good. I think that looks okay. I know there was a pink option, we'll do gray stones. So there. Yeah, nice little bath there. Okay. Yes, yeah, we'll put the nozzle on an accessible side. We won't put it up against the wall. I know that for the illusion of things, it probably should go against the wall. I want it to be accessible to the guests. I'm trying to be more practical here. Gotta tread the line between practicality and the vision. Okay, so the shower stall goes there. I guess the shower stall should be more like that. If I'm gonna put a toilet back there, I don't want the shower stall to be facing the toilet because I want to be able to have the option of someone being able to take a shower and someone else being able to use the toilet at the same time. So, what if we did... Okay, so the plain sink. That can be... Okay, so that can also be gray wood and tile because it goes with the bath. Do I want to have the sink over here? I don't know yet. What does so that's the bathroom stall? So if it's a stall, then I can have them like facing toward each other. Let's see. No. Considering I don't have a custom design for that, I might do the default good manners poster. Okay. So now those can both go here. All right. Considering there's no walls in this hotel room, that'll probably work better. I think I want to do without walls. I think I want to put fish on there, like actual fish. So, we'll move this over here. I guess that can go against here. Why not? Yeah, put that next to the mirror. I like that. I like that. So let's reverse these. That goes there. So you use the bathroom. You walk out here. You wash your hands. Cool. Shower stalls there in case you want to take a shower after you hang out in the tub for a bit. Or before you go in the tub. Okay, and if we want to have a trash bin, it's a hotel room. I figure we ought to have one. I'm thinking if I'm going to have a trash bin, I should have the default one. And that should probably go on the side with the beds. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, just put that in the corner. Sure, why not? And then... I don't want... Okay. A display case would be fitting for this hotel room, but I'm also thinking about the practicality of it, right? If someone comes in here and messes with the display case and breaks it, that's not going to be any good. What I need to do is I need to find... Well, I could just put like a fish on top of these desks, right? On top of these little tables. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I'd want to throw in here. No, I suppose not. More screen doors. No, and I mean, like, that stuff's good for gardens. If I did another Japanese-themed room, some of that would be good. Bringing in some of the Mario stuff. I got the big man bench. I mean, it's from Splatoon. Splatoon's very aquatic-themed. But I think we'll skip on that. The stacked bags. The idea of having extra cushions in the corner is fine. Just to put something there. I gotta have something there. All right, some extra pillows. Sure, what type of pillows? Do you have any fish pillows? We don't need fish pillows. How about just a pattern that fits with the room? There. Blue, dotted. Great. All right. I'm not done with the room yet. I need a TV. Oh, hang on. Well, hang on. Do I want to have a microwave in here? Because I'm a little hesitant to put electronics in here. I'm scared to put the microwave too close to the bathtub. I feel like that's a disaster waiting to happen. Let's not do that. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. So instead, espresso maker, I'm kind of thinking that's a similar problem. It's more practical to have in a hotel room, less likely to cause an accident than a microwave, that's for sure. But just having an electronic in there, I don't know. How much are some table settings? And if you really want your coffee, you really want to microwave something, go to the hotel lobby. All right. There's a food court right outside my hotel. Get some pizza over there. All right. So, let's not include default food in here. We're going to skip that. And instead, ooh, hang on. Okay, so here are my TVs. Yeah, let's give you the nice 50-inch one. So we'll put that in, I guess that has to be blue. I guess it could also be silver, but we'll do blue. And so that should go in front of the couch. There we go. Reasonably. I know the couch is a little off center, but I want that to be relative to the bed that's behind it. Okay. And then with the TV there, I now want... Oh, do I want to hook up a game system to it? I mean, I should. There you go. Want yourself some Super Famicom games? Oh, I wish I could put it at the bottom. All right, that can go there, I guess. Okay. I think the rest of what's going to go on here is just going to be some fish. Some live fish. And thankfully, I have a complete fish collection, so I can put whatever fish I want. So let's see what I got. Oh, those are the fish models. That's not what I want. I mean, that's fine. If I had the display case, then yeah, I'd put the fish models in there. No, no, no. Folks, welcome to my final Animal Crossing New Horizons video, where I'm especially picky with the architecture of my hotel room. Although, I ought to be. It's the last one, right? I gotta make sure it's almost perfect. Arguably my best room. I don't know if it'll be my best room. I think I've had some better designs, especially when I did the Happy Home Academy stuff in version 2.0. Here we go. Here are the fish. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got. All right, and... Oh yeah, you want to have a shark? How about a ray? There you go. That's the perfect size for one of these. What? I can't. But it's the perfect size. Is that going to be a problem for all of them? But a prized possession the blue marlin is. Might I have to veto this whole fish aquarium idea? I can do it if it's a single unit tank. Although having a lobster, kind of wanted to have some other fish, not a crustacean. Scallop. All right, I guess it's still a sea creature. Sure. Don't tap on the glass. All right. Can I guess if I really wanted to, I could put the tubes with the octopus and stuff in there, but that's really creepy for a VIP room. Darn it, I wanted to have, like, the big fish. Okay, how about a butterfly fish? It's pretty looking. But I can't do that one. I can't put this guy on a table. Nope. Has to go on the ground. Bummer! Okay. So what other single cell ones do we have? So I can't do a sturgeon. No, I'm just in denial. I've tried this 5 times and I can't reach the point of acceptance. Alright, let's see what we got here. Freshwater goby, a catfish, giant snakehead. It has to be a single unit one, so how about a catfish? There you go. That's a fun looking fish. Yeah. What else we got? Now you have all these fish watching you while you sleep. No. It's gotta be a single unit one. Okay, a golden trout. Sure, that's a golden fish. Alright, I need one more. Alright, surely there is one more. Or I can just put the Super Famicom there. Or Super Nintendo, rather. Super Nintendo. That's got F-Zero in it. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, because all the other fish are so small. It's not like I don't care about them. It's just that they don't feel as extravagant, and I already got one of those up there. So a lobster and a scallop, then? Is that what I'm doing? I ain't putting a squid there. That's not happening. Alright. Otherwise, that's the general idea. I suppose the only other things to do would be to look into more practical measures, like a rug. Right outside the bathtub. So you don't drag your bath water all over the hotel room while you step in the ocean water. Alright, let's see here. No, it doesn't quite match. So how about a smaller rug and one that's just like one consistent color? So like that, that's probably fine. And actually having that over by the kitchen area, I'm in favor of. So now I just need a rug to go, well, I mean, I could do 2 of them. There you go. On that side. No, I kind of like it running, sorry. I kind of like it running parallel with the kitchen one. And yeah, I guess you would still enter from that side, so that's fine with me. All right, wall-mounted stuff. I don't want to mount too many things to the walls because it takes away from the illusion of this being an animated wallpaper. But we should have a clock. I don't have nightstands, so we'll put that in a place where most people would see it. Reasonably, I feel as though, oh, sorry, getting all my controls mixed up. I feel as though this should be over here. That way you can see it from the bed. That way you can see it from the bath. It's not obstructed by anything. Very good. And it being in the corner I feel is fine. If I were to hang up one more thing, it would be towels. Do I want towels? Towel rack? I do. Alright. Put that over here by the bath. There you go. Make use of that space. Alright. Yes, it takes away from the illusion of this feeling like it's underwater. If it's the only thing, I guess it's fine. And then we need some lights, which will once again take away from the illusion of this being underwater. But the lights are always a nice touch, and this hanging cube light has really come in clutch every time I've decorated a hotel room. Do you want to have a pattern on it? I don't feel as though I put a pattern on it up to this point. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's see. How about... Do we want a pattern on it at all? Whoa! What would make it feel extra underwater? If I submerge the light underwater, of course. Then you really refract the light all over the place. That's better. I guess we'll roll with it. As long as it's blue. All right, we don't need that many. So we have one over here in the sleeping area, one over by the bathtub. I guess we can do 4. Kind of spread them out like a square. Okay, let's do that. So we'll do that. Boom. That. Boom. How's that looking? That looking good? From this angle, it seems okay. All right. Would there even be anything else I'd want to hang up? I don't think so. No posters, nothing else wall-mounted. If it was a different type of wallpaper, I'd be more in favor of it because it's supposed to be an animated wallpaper of stuff being underwater. I think this is okay. I think I did an okay job walking the line between this being a practical hotel room and also matching the underwater aesthetic and it feeling VIP. All right. What do you say? Do we want an extra chair or an extra table or anything? That would be the only other thing. But at that point, I feel as though I'm adding furniture just to add furniture. I don't know. I always feel weird when I have excess space. Do I want to have anything else? Do I want to have a nightstand? I guess we can do that. No, I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that. I mean, do I really need a nightstand? Yeah, I'm not digging that, especially since these don't connect. So maybe I don't need a nightstand. I kind of want one. Now I'm arguing with myself that I don't want one. Maybe we're okay, because you don't need a nightstand. If you really want to, you'll put it over by the dresser, right? So this might be it then. I'm gonna put that over here. You know what? I think that's okay to have a table over here. That way you can eat and watch stuff if you so desire. And that bin has to go in the corner. That's not quite in the corner, bin. Go in the corner, bin. Thank you. All right. I'm okay with this. I think that makes up for not having nightstands. Very well then. Then that means the only thing left to do is to take some photos. The last room I'm going to decorate in this game. I think it's fitting that's underwater themed, and I think I did at least a semi-competent job. Do I think it's my best room? I don't know, but I don't really know what my best room was. I think my Japanese-inspired ones came out pretty well. Maybe let's get a good angle. All right. And I will glee with ye. How about that? And how about a slightly different angle? How about... There you go. That way you get the towel rack in the shot, of course. Very good. Can't quite see the sea creatures that are in the tanks. Not super worried about that. Yar, what's afoot? I'm all done. Are you finished? This be fitting for a VIP room. Tipper'll love it. Yes. Now we best be showing our guests to that room. There you go, Tipper. Enjoy the last hotel room, let alone the last VIP room that I intend to make for this series. There was an achievement for designing 10 VIP rooms. Alas, I did not encounter enough opportunities to make 10 VIP rooms. I think this is like my 8th. But I should still be able to knock out that other Nook Miles achievement for designing hotel rooms in general, and that's pretty awesome that I was able to clear that up before the series came to a close. Alright. That makes me so happy! Can't thank ye enough for decorating that VIP room and inviting a guest! Here's 300 tickets for ye! Well, thank you. Those tickets are going to sit in my non-existent hotel bank account, I guess. Alrighty, see you next time! Alrighty, indeed, there it is, folks! I have cleared yet another major Nook Miles achievement before this series comes to a close! Decorate a hotel room! There it is, that is my, what is that, my 20th? 25th? 20th! Yay! Cutting edge visionary! Well, as a video editor, I do like to think of myself as something of a visionary, so I am A-okay with that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do this one. Yeah, only 7 out of 10, unfortunately. Perhaps if I play this game for another week, I could do it. Alas, I was at the mercy of tourists showing up and not booking a proper room and desiring a VIP one. Discovered this achievement a little too late. That's on me, it's beyond my control. And even now, 475 days in, there are still a couple of other Nook Miles achievements that I never got. I never got this one, because that was during the brief point in time in which my Nintendo Switch, my original Nintendo Switch, was out for repair. I guess I could play this game again in a couple of months and get the achievement then, but that's just not going to happen. And then Gulliver did not wash up my island enough times for me to be able to get the gold shovel recipe. Maybe I'm one rescue away from finally getting it. I don't know, but I wasn't able to get that. KK Mania. Yeah, I didn't have enough KK shows. Sorry. Had to play this game on a lot more Saturdays, I suppose. Just couldn't get it. There's only 52 weeks in a year, 53 sometimes, and I would have only had that at most. And then Smile Isle, I was at the mercy of helping my villagers each and every day. This one could have been doable if I was a bit more attentive to my villagers since the start of version 2.0 and version 3.0. I wasn't always doing favors for them. Otherwise, I mean, I knocked out the rest of these. I'm pretty proud of that fact. And this version 3.0 iteration added a few other things. On top of the achievements, it also added the game systems that is reminiscent of the original Animal Crossing, except in this game, it just connects you to the Nintendo Switch Online service. And, I don't know, maybe I'll buy one of them for the road. so I can give one of them to maybe I can give one to Minoru. I can be like, yo, Minoru, here's what you're missing. I feel like Minoru would most appreciate probably the Famicom, right? There you go. Probably the Famicom. Oh, right, it's ordered in the mail. Well, I was also going to say maybe she'd most appreciate the Famicom Disk System. Or Nintendo Switch 2. Well, folks, I guess I'm not getting that. There you go. Give it a day or two. Well, in a day, I'm going to be gone, but whatever. I'm going to be hibernating for the rest of my Animal Crossing life. And my island will be nothing but a dream as I upload it as a dream island. Which is something that I'll do at the end of the video. Okay, well, hey, there are a couple of other things that I wanted to do before this video and this series come to a close. I want to clean up my island, for one. All the supplies that my friends left me. And sure, I'll dig up the manila clams as well because it's raining. And in the rain, there's a chance that I can fish up a big old fish. A coelacanth. Something that I've definitely done in the past, but I haven't done so in the version 3.0 iteration of the series. So maybe I'll fish up a coelacanth for old time's sake, and I'll better my odds by getting some fish bait that I can craft using manila clams. And thankfully, here in the version 3.0 iteration of this series, I can craft multiple bags of fish bait all at once. It'll be great. So if I see some manila clams, I'll dig them up. I'll dig them as I see them. But those small fish silhouettes, well, I sure know that's not a coelacanth. All right. Otherwise, in the mix of things, that's right, I still have all the sugar in my pockets. My bad. Sorry, force of habit, just carrying sugar in my pockets. That's my bad. Let me go ahead and drop stuff off. So yeah, I have a couple of things I want to do today. I've got a pretty minor to-do list. I definitely want to speak to all my villagers. That includes you, Pietro. I'll come back. I want to go back and look at my island, see if anything else wants any minor tweaks before I wrap everything up. But namely, I want to clean up the island. I want to fish up a coelacanth. I'll probably stop by the Roost and grab myself a drink. Good old coffee. And then I will, I don't know, start saying my goodbyes. Have an actual relaxing day, just a day where outside of decorating that hotel room, there's not really a clear objective. Just playing Animal Crossing for the sake of winding down. I don't know. That's the whole point of this game. I always played Animal Crossing each day with some sort of objective in mind. And in that regard, it helped me maintain some sense of sanity playing this game every day, working toward a goal. I found that I worked best when I was working toward a goal. It was the motivation for me to keep making videos and for me to feel some sense of accomplishment each day. And while working toward that goal led to a lot of repetitive videos, it did allow me to feel a sense of pride when I accomplished a task in this game. So I am forever grateful and spiteful of the Nook Miles achievements that existed within this game, because they pointed me in a direction for this series and they caused me to become curious and experiment with different components of this game. I feel like that's why achievements exist, to reward the curious, to reward those that go the extra mile. And sure, I'll bonk this tree for old time's sake. I'll leave the ones with the coconuts on them. Oh, of course. All right, what am I dropping? This one piece of small softwood? Fine. All right. Anyway, those achievements pointed me in a direction. They gave me a goal to achieve over the course of this series rather than wandering aimlessly. All right, Pietro, I was going to talk to everyone in one fell swoop. I've been thinking about trying to cultivate a more mysterious phrase. I was thinking we could start with some kind of weird special greeting that's just for us. All right, just in time for the series to end, I suppose. All right, what do you got for me? All right, pretty cliche. I don't even think I'm the one that came up with this. Still, I'm going to do it. Nope, I'm already spelling it wrong. All right. There you go. My last bonding opportunity with you, Pietro. To think I got you from someone else's island, Emma's island. Okay, let's try it on for size. Honk, honk! What do you think? Are you feeling it? Nice, Pietro. Great, that'll be our thing. Honk, honk! Oh, that's straight up Clownava! Okay, that's really our thing. Clownava, and what were the other ones? Kerkraka, Tiger Riger. What else did I make my characters say? All the most random stuff. Always a treat. And now, you get Honk Honk and Clownava. Oh, and Bertha Wortha was one of them. Just all the most random stuff. All right, there you go. All right, let's put all this stuff away. So, boom, 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 boom. Yes. I am glad I have so many supplies, but I feel bad that I'm taking all of them and they're just going to sit in my inventory now that the series is over. I suppose that there's nothing really stopping me. Hang on, I think I forgot to put in the potatoes. I suppose there's nothing stopping me from booting up the game real briefly to give a friend something. I could do that. It's only fair. My friends went out of their way to boot up this game again to help me. So, there. I bonked that one coconut tree for a few extra pieces of wood. So in case one of my friends needs one piece of wood, I can come to the rescue. Anyway, all the more reason to dig up these manila clams, I guess. With any luck, and I say this kind of in a bittersweet manner, with any luck, I'll never have to boot up this game again. With any luck, I'm done for good. I would like to be done for good. This is the third time I'm ending the series now. And how about we go ahead and fish up a coelacanth to close us out, huh? No? How about from here? Oh, what? That's close enough. Come on. There you go. Try that with my handy-dandy gold fishing rod. Oh. Ho-ho! You thought you could get away from me! You! Olive flounder. Well, I don't think I need you. I am going to go ahead and dig up this here manila clam. Right, coelacanths can come at this time of year. I think as long as it's raining, you have a chance of catching one, right? That's the only catch. And then you have to catch it yourself. All right, olive flounder, be free! Thanks for the practice. Reminding me how to catch a fish. Remember those days where I had to catch 50 fish a day? That was not my definition of pleasant. Anyway, let me resume my moments of cleaning up my island. I'm glad that my friends were able to help me out. Genuinely, I would not have been able to do this series without my friends keeping me company, showing their support, teaching me mechanics, and just all around providing good vibes and fun memories with this game. Throughout the 475 videos that I made, let's see. If I did a friend video every 10 days, I must have done at least 50 of them, right? The friend videos are definitely the best ones, that's for sure. I probably did 60, because I remember there was a week where I did nothing but multiplayer days, and then I had one or two random other multiplayer days just in the mix. So I probably did about 60 multiplayer days. That's pretty good. Hang on, there was a bigger fish here. I don't think that's big enough to be considered a coelacanth. I will try my luck regardless. Could be something better. Oh, I had a feeling I was a little slow on that one. That's okay. All right. Maybe it's time. Oh, wait, that's a shadow. Is that big enough to be a coelacanth? I think. I don't know if it's going to see my lure, though. No. Let me get it closer into your radar, huh? Imagine it's like a little hitbox. It probably looks like a visor. There you go. Oh, we're already on. Doesn't feel like a coelacanth. Nope. The vibration of my controller didn't seem to match that. All right. Oh, well. You are free. Goodbye. And then there's another manila clam right here. All right, here we go. I got plenty of manila clams. Plenty for fish bait's sake. And I'll keep using the fish bait until I get myself a coelacanth. That's one thing I want to do. I want to talk to all my villagers. Say goodbye to them one last time. I might even go speak to Mr. Tom Nook and Miss Isabel. All right, so let's put some more supplies away. That was the last of them, right? Pretty sure. I think that's all cleaned up. That's off the to-do list. I think I want to go visit Harv's Island, too. I didn't do that over the course of this version 3.0 series. I think I want to take a group photo with all my villagers, and that would be the only way to do it without just building something. All right, for now, speaking of building something or crafting something, I guess, let's make... Oh, hang on. I guess I never made a full-body glowing moss suit. Sure, let's make that just so I can have the check mark on it. Great. There was a point in time where I set out to craft at least one of everything in the game. Yeah, I guess I can craft this too, why not? I'm not too concerned about that anymore because there are definitely some foods that I never even got the recipes of, so I definitely never cooked them. So if there are a couple things I never crafted, like some of the fruit items here, I'm not too worried about that. Just figured I'd craft those two items for crafting's sake, I guess. There might even be a couple items from Celeste that I never got. That's not a big deal. What do you say we go ahead and utilize that version 3.0 functionality and craft 7 of these, huh? There we go. 7 bags of fish bait. And with any luck, I'll only need 1. I have the extras just in case. All right, let's go fish up a coelacanth. That way I can use that random shot of myself fishing up a coelacanth for random B-roll in future videos should I need to use Animal Crossing footage again. This will be the ultimate episode for B-roll footage, because it's on the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, so the quality is slightly better. And it's like sunset, so it looks nice. Okay, that's not a coelacanth. It needs to be a big shadow. That's not a coelacanth, it needs to be a big shadow. I want that big one. Oh, third time's the charm, maybe. I think that's big enough to be a coelacanth. Oh, right in front of you. Oh, you're already on. Very good. That's not a coelacanth. That's one of them. I was gonna call that an anglerfish. That's a football fish. Or I guess some countries call it a soccer fish. All right, back into the ocean with ye. Look, if I gotta get more fish bait, I gotta get more fish bait. And it's not like I have to get a coelacanth. I just, oh, that might be right. I just thought it would be a fun extra thing to do before this series comes to a close. I almost pressed A there. There we go, okay. This isn't it. No, it's not it. Didn't feel like it. It has a specific vibration when it's a coelacanth. You never forget your first coelacanth. It's like riding a bike, or so they say. There you go. No, that ain't a coelacanth. That might be it. That's a big old shadow. All right, let's come and get it. Oh, already on? Let's go. I think this is it. Oh, now we're talking. Slightly obstructed by the water cooler in front of me. Blast from the past! I caught a coelacanth! Think positive, be a coelacanth! Yes, that is quite the message to have in my final Animal Crossing video. I can vibe with that. Very good. Very, very good. All right, well, we can check off catch a coelacanth. Glad I was able to do that. Okay, well, what do you say we open that up? Do I know this already? Let's say, yay, you found it. I really wanted to make an item as like my homage to my favorite pop star, and with this recipe, I'll share it with you. Since you found this bottle, go get your arts and crafts on from Bubbles of Creative. All right, paw print door plate. I was gonna say I'm fairly certain I already know that. Very well then. Then this goes into storage. Okay, boom. I'll keep the red snapper as well because that's actually used in some food recipes. Okay, well, I already spoke to Pietro. What do you say we go and, I don't know, take the coelacanth back out and give it to one of my villagers? Let's see. Glad I can do that. I caught this coelacanth today and I want you to have it. There you go. Let's give each of my villagers a gift today. Each one gets a going away gift. All right, but it's from me. So, I'm going away. I'm going to my house and sleeping for the rest of my Animal Crossing life. I mean, look. If there's a version 4.0, I'll cover it. I'm hoping that at this point, the Animal Crossing developers, now they've done a Nintendo Switch 2 edition to hold us over for another Animal Crossing game. I'm hoping that at this point, they just make another Animal Crossing game. And I might get it. I'm certainly not doing another daily series. My life has changed, and this game has thankfully kept me company and allowed me to create content through various aspects and times of my life. My life is now plenty comfortable without Animal Crossing. I've grown beyond it. It is not necessary anymore. Oh, Minoru! Hey, Minoru! Today is the last possible day where you can give me your photo. Perhaps you would like a coelacanth and you'll be so overwhelmed that you're like, oh man, you know, you gave me this amazing fish that you can only catch in the rain. In exchange, I'm gonna give you a picture of my face. How about that? Is that a real live coelacanth? I like your froggy umbrella. Well, it's a bit unorthodox, but very thoughtful. I think I'll enjoy my new pet. You know what? I'm going to return the favor. Here, take this. It's a Zen uniform! All right, well, that's another thing I didn't get before the series came to a close. I did not get your photo. That is okay. You know, I didn't get Toby's photo before my version 1.0 series came to a close either. And that's okay. I did eventually get his photo. Let's go ahead and buy something for the other villagers. Let's see if there are renewable items I can buy. Oh, speaking of Toby. Hello, Timmy Tommy. I'm glad I can see you one more time before the series comes to a close. You were the first two people I saw when I booted up this game. Isn't that crazy? You guys started questioning me, like most people would at an airport. But you were doing your job, and now you're doing your new jobs, and I respect it. Oh, I got a daily Nook Miles achievement for buying stuff. All right, and then let us get some gift wrap, just in case. Here, we will do... I got 10 villagers. I mean, I just gave an item to Minoru, so that leaves 9 villagers. So we'll get 5 of those, and sure, 5 of those. All right, there you go. Thank you. Anything else? Nope, we're good. We are good. Okay, well, then I we'll wrap up whatever it is I just bought. Yeah, the elegant sofa, there you go. And Toby, you can have it. Now, this is a fine mug if I've ever seen one, yes. Let me check my daily Nook Miles achievements. That was just for spending bells. Yep, that stands to reason. Look at all these Nook Miles I don't need. I was spending them a lot on Nook Miles tickets to get some extra supplies. Boy, am I glad those days are over. Doing a little shopping, eh? Yeah, I had to push you to the side a little bit so you'd actually speak to me and not be staring at that mug. Here, you can have this. I wrapped up a whole sofa in that bag for you. Don't open it in here, it's just gonna explode and hit us all. Okay. Do my eyes deceive me, or is this an elegant sofa? You can just feel the quality in this thing. I wish everything was made out of whatever it's made out of. What is a sofa made out of? Leather? Cotton? I don't know, this is beyond my area of expertise. Still, there's probably some wood in there. That's useful for whenever you want to knock on something and you're not trusting yourself. All right, let's see. So we'll wrap that up and we'll give it to the next villager. We'll kind of make it a chain of events. Timmy, Tommy, thank you. And Toby, if I don't see you anymore. Thank you as well, my good man. Pleasure to have you. I bought those Sanrio Animal Crossing amiibo cards because of you. I had to buy, this game made me buy merchandise. That's why I have the Celeste amiibo next to me, which I do intend to use in this video. I actually bought merchandise for this game. All right. I mean, that's fine. That means I'm a fan, right? I bought amiibo for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I bought amiibo for Splatoon. There's always going to be a villager cooking or crafting something, and today it is you, Charlize. Charlize, your room looks like this because you were my first villager alongside Mac. My understanding is that you would normally have a race car room or something. Now you got a bunch of general stuff. Well, what are you making, Charlize? Thanks for hanging on to all the fish I gave you all the years. I'm glad they're still alive. Making frosted cookies! I don't think I know the recipe for frosted cookies. All right. Let's see what you got. So, why aren't you in your kitchen already? Come on, I just know your frosted cookies will rock. Yeah, one extra recipe for me to learn before the series comes to a close. Let's see what we got. Now I can make some frosted cookies. Nice. All right, well, glad I could learn one more recipe before the series comes to a close. What do you say I go ahead and make said frosted cookies right now? Huh? Well, I'll make them right now. Oh, I was gonna talk to you later. Baltimore! I forgot! I made my character say Baltimore. Was that because I recorded a couple of these videos at MagFest? I forgot about that. All right, here, you can have that. Here you go. I gotta open it now, I can't wait. Wow, it's a college cardigan. Awesome. This should really help me highlight my delts. Hey, actually, that color looks good on you. The brown goes well with the yellow on your brown stripes. A Zen uniform. All right, I'll wrap this up and give it to the next villager. Double it and give it to the next villager. Thanks. I need to go up here. Excuse me, buddy. All right, you may continue your walk. Was he actually looking at me climb up? That's kind of cute. All right. Toby already went back to his house. That's awesome. All right, let's make some frosted cookies. Let's go. I'm glad the last cooking recipe I could get in this series was a cookie. There we go. So, no, not that. Frosted cookies! Yeah, and I have the flour and sugar to make it because I got a bunch of flour and sugar so I could cook stuff for kapp'n. I'm glad that's all over. Frosted cookies! Nice. I think I did a pretty good job, if I may say so myself. Oh, but I got a daily Nook Miles achievement for cooking something. Yes, yes, I did. Cool. Thank you. All right, talk to my neighbors. Well, don't worry. There are at least 3 more neighbors with whom I wish to speak. I've spoken to 3 of them, and these 2 aren't home. Okay, well, Toby, you're home already. You were in Timmy's and Tommy's shop. I know this is your house. Yep, this is your house, all right. You still have the koi fish. I love that. You don't have the sofa I just gave you, but that's fine. I like your room the way it is. You've got all the Sanrio stuff and a bunch of Japanese aesthetic stuff. Checking out my super cozy Zen cushion, huh? I was actually more so checking out the koi fish. I had it custom engineered. In layman's terms, it's like a cloud hugging my butt. Glad those could be your final words, Toby. Toby, of my villagers, I think you have the nicest house beside, well, I did customize Max, didn't I? I was gonna say, besides maybe Minoru. Tybalt's pretty basic. Toby probably has the best one. Okay, here we are. Wendy, hello! Why so glum, chum? No way! I was only just thinking I wish I could send a letter to Jet Setter right now. Hey, do you want this? Let's see. You're giving me a thing? Yes, well, everyone else has been giving me things. You can have the frosted cookies. There you are. To go with your fish that you're cooking. Some frosted cookies for me? Wow! Yummy times coming my way. Thanks so much, Cracker. Hey, I wanted to say thanks, but with like an object, it's a checkered sweater vest. Enjoy. Well, thank you. I'm gonna give that to the next person. Oh, wait, I have 2 items I can give now, huh? My bad. Because I gave you the cookies. Okay, well then we'll wrap these up each. There we go. Works for me. Bye, Wendy. All right, so we gotta speak to Bertha. We gotta speak to Bangle. All right. Let's see, this is Bangle's home, right? Bangle, are you home? Bangle, hello! Oh yeah, I'm so happy to see you. I'm glad you're always happy to see me. You're always such a delight. All right, here, you want this? To go with your sandwich? Ooh, what is it, what is it, what is it? I'm going to rip it open now, okay? Let me see. A Zen uniform? Are you like, for sure that I can have this? I'm gonna try it on. Trey Pronto, wait about the sandwich? Oh, you got dressed with the sandwich on. And actually, it looks good on you. And that's right, you call me Oni from the time I switched my game to Japanese for a couple days. And you're giving me a baby chair. What are you trying to say? Spell, thank you. And now I've spoken to 3 of my villagers, right? There you go, boom. And in its place, grow fruit. Well, that's not happening. That's not happening. I'm not growing another tree. My trees have served their purpose. Perhaps if I accidentally cut down a tree over the course of the past few videos, I'd have planted an extra one, but I don't think that's necessary. I didn't cut down any of my trees. I just bonked them enough times with a stone axe. Very good then. All right. Well, then I've got a couple more villagers to find and to gift items to. And I guess that will send me toward other locations on my island so I can try to track them down. Let's see. Because no one else was home, right? So I want to speak to Mac. I definitely want to speak to Mac. He was my first villager. I gotta find him. So we'll speak to Mac, and then we'll speak to anyone else I haven't found. I definitely got Minoru. She didn't give me her photo. Oh, hey, yeah, there's Boris. Boris, my man. Well now, hero. Been a while since we had us a chinwag. You been avoiding me? Thought maybe it was something I'd done. I know I forgot my bath near about when we last spoke. Well, don't you worry, I'm on the straight and narrow now. I'm squeaky clean, even behind the ears. Well, I mean, it's raining right now anyway, so what difference does it make? All right, well, hey, I wanted to speak with you. Hey, kiddo, what's on your mind? Here's a gift for you, Boris. You're giving me something? Yes, I am. You can have this. Yeah, I know the tourist is jealous. These are just for the people that reside on the island, thank you. No way, you're giving me a checkerboard sweater vest. All right, I'm gonna try it on now. Hey, that actually looks pretty good on you. It's like each of the items I've been giving have been made for the other villagers. And then a Henley shirt. Thank you, Boris. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna dig up this manila clam real quickly. I mean, I already caught my coelacanth. That's not as if I need it. I definitely don't. There is another one here. I'll get it. All right. If I'm super certain that there's not going to be a version 4.0 and that there's not going to be additional content for this game, then why am I getting these manila clams? It's because I can't be certain. I'm like 99% certain, but I can't be 100%, so I'm digging them up just in case, darn it. Future-proofing myself. Because if they make a version 4.0, they're going to make something that requires me to craft stuff. And maybe then I'll really lose my mind. I just hope they make another Animal Crossing game after this. Instead. Okay, let's see. Mac, you're out and about, my good man. Nice to see you. Hey, Blaster, it's been a while. Did you go back to the mainland? Huh? You haven't left the island, but I've been swim training for weeks to come visit you. Well, you can stay right here. Need something hippo whippo? This is for you. Really? What is it? Why, it is, this. I just got it. But everyone else is giving me items that have been made for each other, so I feel like this might be made for you too. Let's see. Honestly, yeah. I think that looks pretty good on you, dude. That works for me. Enjoy. Excuse me, Mac. All right. No one's over by my little bug shrine, right? Look at all the bugs. All right. And I don't suppose there's anyone up and over by my fish shrine. Look at all the fish. No. No one over here? Every once in a while there is. All right. Well, I think I'll go back through my island and give it one last look over near the end of this video. For now, what do you say we, making sure I didn't miss anything. I spoke to you. Okay. Well, there are a couple of other things that I can do. I mean, Minoru, you're going to the airport? You're just going for a walk? Hi, Minoru. You know, an evening stroll in the rain is surprisingly refreshing. I had no idea, Construct. Let's chat. In a certain sense, an umbrella expresses its owner's personality even more than clothes. After all, clothes can look good or look bad on somebody, so shopping involves a lot of deliberation now. We can only use umbrellas now and then, so you can just buy a design without thinking too hard. Guess that's true. I do like your frog umbrella. Okay, well, you mentioned shopping. Let's go inside and say hello, goodbye to the Able Sisters. See if anyone else is in here. No, it's just the sisters today. Hey there, welcome to Able Sisters, where we sell fashions made lovingly by Claw. Hello. Oh, there is a tourist in here, actually. Hello. Yoshiller, what kind of clothing do you usually like? How would you describe your style? Oh, I thought I was actually going to be able to answer. Ooh, I bet I know. You're all about, like, a green and white checkered pattern, maybe on an apron. Really, Mabes, you're doing the thing where you think everyone is you again. Is that actually gathered from any sort of specific data? Are you judging that based on my hat? If you see anything you like, just let me know. Is that based on anything, or will you just say that every time? Anyway, I did not make a single design that's hung up here. Everything here was made by friends. From Aimer to What a Geek to Shruby to, I think Daniel from Good Vibes Gaming hung up something, or Toontress or someone hung up something there. Well, those will all be there. If anyone wants my Yoshi hat, that'll be there. Let's see. Well, I did the Nook shop. Guess I can go inside the museum. Sure. Why not? Well, you know what do you say we go to the Roost now? And we invite some characters. Blathers, I will let you sleep, but you probably won't sleep for long because the character I intend to invite will probably invite you as well. So let's go to the Roost, and then I will go ahead and explore my museum one more time. And then there's a tourist in here too. Glad he's enjoying himself. All right, let me lean over here. Ah. So I've got a couple amiibo that I've just set beside me purely for these Animal Crossing videos. I've got a Celeste amiibo, and I've got my Mipha amiibo, Mipha from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Let's tap Mipha, because that should invite Minoru. And I don't think I've brought Minoru to the Roost just yet, so I'll bring her, because she's the most recent villager, and I've never brought her before. And then I'll tap in Celeste, and that way Celeste will be able to say goodbye, because she is my favorite of the Animal Crossing characters. And she's the only Animal Crossing amiibo I own. I mean, I have amiibo cards, but I don't have any other amiibo figures. I did have the Isabelle and Digby amiibo from Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, and I still own the game. I gave the amiibo to someone else who wanted them, but otherwise I have the game. So I can play it. I can still play it as long as I have the Celeste amiibo, so it's fine. I already got footage of the game and stuff too, in case I need it for future use. Minoru, hello. I've been talking to you a lot over these past few videos, especially today. Well, I'm flattered that you invited me here. I hope my presence will lift your spirits, Construct. It does, thank you. Glad you're in the game. I'm glad you're on my island. Can I tell you something in confidence without anyone else overhearing? Well, no, because there are two other characters in this room. Oh, I suppose I can't in a public place like this. Anyone could be listening, even Brewster himself! That's just what I was thinking. I appreciate that your third eye on your forehead opened right there. That's a neat touch. I must say that Brewster is an enigma, isn't he? Those little glasses must be hiding something. I don't know. I trust the bartender sooner than I trust some other characters. He knows stuff, and he keeps it to himself. Hello, Yoshiller. What can I do for you? Coffee, please! 1 coffee to go, right? That's 300 bells. Yes, please. Sure. Yeah. Brewster, I don't usually drink coffee. In fact, I almost never drink coffee. But for you, I will drink coffee. Thanks, Brewster. You're a good guy, you know that? Cool. Thank you very much. Alright. Hello there, Minoru. Not Mipha, Minoru. Ah, I confess I may prefer the aroma of a freshly brewed coffee more than the coffee itself. But don't get me wrong, I still plan on drinking every last drop. Well, Minoru, in many regards in the same way, I do like the smell of coffee shops. I just don't like drinking coffee myself. I'm not going to consume it. I will leave it be. Alright. Now let's go ahead and get Celeste in here. And I know that when I tap in Celeste, she's going to want to bring an extra person with her. At least by bringing Minoru here first, Blathers was able to get a few extra minutes of sleep. Alright. Well, it's cool that the Zelda amiibo will bring over Minoru. I think that's really neat. I almost chose a Splatoon character, but I opted to go for Minoru after being talked into it. Now let's get Celeste in here so that she can have a spot in my final Animal Crossing video, yeah? Alright. I could also do Label, but I already spoke to the Able sisters, and between Label and Celeste, I figure we'll have Celeste here, and that way I can speak to Blathers more comfortably as well. Alright, it's Minoru, thank you. Now let's get Celeste and Blathers in here. Now I've brought them before, I absolutely have. This is just an excuse to talk to Celeste one more time. Thank you for the invitation, I hope it's okay, but my brother seemed like he could use a cup of coffee too. That's fine, I like Blathers as well. When my sister said you had invited her for coffee, I just couldn't resist coming along. I hope you don't mind. I do not mind, considering you run the whole establishment. Oh, I can't talk to you just by sitting down. That's right, I have to sit across from you. Bummer. Does that mean you have fewer dialogue options from the other characters, or do you still have the same amount? Even so, enjoy your coffee. Yeah, I can't do anything else. Well, alright. I'm just glad I got to see Celeste one more time. What could possibly be better than a cool night with the stars overhead and a cup of coffee at your side? Hooty toot! Behind the incredible stargazing, the roost is my second favorite thing about this island. Good choice. I always knew you had good taste. And Blathers? Certainly I hope everyone who comes in here will also spend a little time exploring the museum. Who, after their coffee, of course. I guess that's the idea, right? You incentivize people to come in here for the coffee. Oh, who, Yoshiller? You got a minute? I do. What's up, my good man? I've got something for you. Think of it as my way of saying thanks. Oh, really? A Brewstoid. I'll put it in your pockets for you. Thanks, Brewster. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm honored to be able to get that on my final day. I really appreciate that. All right. Shall we take a quick romp through the museum then? Showcase my completed gallery? Yeah, the paintings took a lot of time. My friends that really had to help me with this one. I kept buying the wrong paintings or the wrong sculptures. I kept buying the fake ones. And eventually I had friends that could help me, but the timing in which they could help me didn't align with my recording session, so they had to give me some stuff off screen. So now I've got a complete collection, thankfully. Otherwise, as far as the other collections are concerned, the bugs and the fish, I mean, I had to catch all those on my own accord. Only problem was there were certain ones that I could only get at certain times of the year, so I capitalized on opportunities where I could fly to a friend that lived in the opposite hemisphere, so friends that lived in Australia, and I was able to catch fish on opposite seasons, and that was awesome, and they kept me company while I did so thank you to Cody from Zelda Universe, and thank you to Epserdum for allowing me to go to your island purely for the purposes of fishing and bug catching. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, it does look neat once all the fish are collected. This is already a cool looking place. Like, this is one of the first things I ever saw in Animal Crossing New Horizons when they had that demo back at PAX East 2020. They let you just kind of run around a pre-made island. So a lot of people, myself included, ran around the museum and the aquarium, and I thought that was awesome. So seeing it here is neat. And actually, just before I moved to Seattle, when I was apartment searching, I actually went to the Seattle Aquarium, and they've since then renovated it. There's a new part to the aquarium that I haven't seen just yet. But as far as the regular aquarium goes, it was pretty cool. And I mean, Seattle's against the water. I figure aquariums that are actually against the water are going to be cooler than the ones that are landlocked, right? But as I keep saying, this looks cool now that it's filled in with the deep sea creatures and everything. It took a lot of time. That took a lot of time, and I'm glad it's done. And I'm glad that I got the posters from Blathers to prove it. Look at that. Look at the shark swimming around. Look how happy he is. Very good. Oh, cool. Just take it all in. Take it all in, folks. Showing all the work that I've done over the series. Getting all the paintings, getting all the fish, getting all the deep sea creatures. Having to wait certain times of the year just to get specific creatures. There's the koi fish in the freshwater section. Love that. And then the smaller fish go inside the little tank there. Yep. I am a fan of the bigger fish, personally. Koi fish is still my favorite, though. And then... let's try not to wake up Blathers. All the fossils. Yeah, if I recall correctly, the fossils didn't take nearly as long. I got plenty of those. I even have that spare T-Rex just sitting outside my museum. Yeah, again, it just looks real cool to have it all completed. Very nice. Oh, there's a tourist in here. Well, thanks for checking it out. It is free admission. Yeah, look at all these. This is cool. This is cool. I think dinosaurs are awesome. And you ever speak to an archaeologist, they'll tell you the same thing. You ask them, you know, why'd you get into archaeology? And they'll say, because dinosaurs are cool, dude. Yeah, and I'm inclined to agree. Dinosaurs are awesome. Does my heart good to, you know, see kids and they have their backpacks or their toys or whatever, and they also like dinosaurs, and I think that's awesome. Big reptilian creatures that once roamed the planet. As well as a couple other creatures that aren't necessarily reptilian that are also in here, but you get the idea. All right, and then, so we'll exit this exhibit of fossils, and we'll go into something a little more, shall we say, modern. We'll go over to the insects. Now, I'm not personally a huge fan of insects. I know that there are some people that are. I think there are a couple that are fascinating. And yes, like most people, I'm often creeped out by insects, but I won't rush to squash them. Usually I kind of just freeze in place and let them do their own thing, because I do acknowledge that most insects are harmless or don't want anything to do with you. So, like, yes, I am scared of spiders, but I'm not going to try to kill it. Usually having a spider around means that the other insects are away. So you leave them alone. Obviously, if it's bulbous, then yeah, that actually is dangerous and you should probably have a professional remove it. But otherwise, yeah, my insect exhibit. Nice to see it completed. This is what a completed exhibit looks like on Nintendo Switch 2 hardware, so it looks a little smoother and runs a little better. Yeah. We go over here, so we get stuff like the scorpions, right? I think the scorpion's in one of these. Or like a stick bug, or I think stick bug's back in the other exhibit. Let's see. Let's see, there's the dung beetle. Scorpion's in one of them. Tarantula's probably one of them. Yep. Whatever. And then this is my butterfly exhibit, yeah? Yeah, the butterfly exhibit! You know, I've been in a couple of these in my lifetime. They're always kind of neat. Stand still, try to see if a butterfly lands on you. I think in this game they can't. Still nice to see them all fluttering about. Again, it's cool because the collection is complete. It does look like there are a couple of duplicates in here, am I mistaken? That's probably intentional to really make it look more full. Well, yeah, that took some time. Getting specific beetles took some time too, because there are certain beetles that only spawn at 4 in the morning. Remember, I went to certain Nook Miles islands just to get those. That was tricky. Yep, and then the crickets and the cicadas, and yeah, it's all done. I got them all from all different types of all different times of the year. This room must be fairly humid in order to contain all the bugs. I gotta imagine. All right, that is a completed museum. I suppose the other thing to do then, before I give one final look around my island, spoke to my villagers, I went inside the shops. Let's go inside. Yeah, let's go inside resident services. I didn't speak to Isabel and Tom Nook. I said I'd consider doing that. So let's do that. Alrighty. Hello, folks. I feel like I haven't spoken to you personally in a long time. Well, I spoke to Nook for a brief moment when we opened the hotel. How about Isabel? Isabel, you're always doing the morning announcements. I appreciate you greeting every day with a smile. How can I help you today? Let's discuss island evaluations, I guess. I don't really have anything else to discuss. So you're curious about the current image of Aquanet? Right now, Aquanet has a 5-star rating. Our island has become so popular that people dream about living here. Allow me to read an excerpt from the feedback that I gathered. This royal throne of bugs, this sceptered isle, this hive of majesty. Are they actually going to comment on specific things I have on the island? This infested plot, this earth, this terrarium, this Aquanet. Do they actually comment on things that I built on the island? Because it said this shrine of bugs. That's fascinating. We got a perfect score, so let's keep doing whatever it is that we're doing. I agree. I'm sure it helps that we have the hotel here too, so tourists can come by, and we got those VIP rooms. I just made another one at the start of this recording session. Thank you, Isabel. Always a pleasure. All right then, if there's anything else I can assist you with in the future, please don't hesitate to ask. But there is no future. Hello, Mr. Nook. Ah, Yoshiller, hello, hello. This is the construction consultation counter. How can I help you, I got a question for you. What should I do? Yes, that is the question. I can't think of any more advice to give you, Yoshiller. You've accomplished so much. I am sure you can find your own ways of having fun and living your best life. I'm inclined to agree with you, Nook. Is it okay if my ways of having fun and living my life don't align with this island? Isabel said we had a 5-star rating. What if we did a stretch for old time's sake? You guys want to stretch it out? Haven't done one of these in a while. Now, my video camera's not set up right now, so I'm not going to film myself for this one. I hope you guys don't mind. I am just going to use the buttons, but we're going to stretch for old time's sake. And look at that. We got the tourist for whom I made a VIP room. All right, we got Minoru. Minoru's here, and then we got Boris. All right, here we go. Upside down. Upside down. I'm glad Brewster's joining us. Upside down. And upside down. Feel bad for anyone else who's normally inside because they don't have rain gear on. Isabel's just out here in a jacket and shorts. I respect it. That's how we Seattleites do it. Isabel's just down. Brewster's still in his like dress shirt and tie. All right, whatever. At least Boris and Minoru have their raincoats on. All right, left, A, right, A, right. So I'm not paying attention to the music at all because even though the monitor I'm using to play is in sync, my audio is coming from my capture software, and that's like 2 seconds behind. So if I do it in timing with the music, it's gonna not be great. There we go, and now the other way. Nice. Okay, and then we go up, and then we're gonna go. All right, and then we're gonna do some jumping jacks. Do some jumping jacks. Here we go. Up. Oh, Brewster's just down. I love it. Thanks for joining me, Brewster. Thanks for joining me, Isabel. I'm glad we have different people from different facets of my island. So we got someone from the museum. We got someone from resident services. We got some villagers. We got Sable here. We got someone from the hotel. And then we got some tourists. Kind of neat. Thank you for joining me for that last stretch that I'm going to be doing in this series, everybody. Oh man, it's going to be real awkward when they make a version 4.0 and all this stuff doesn't matter. Still, under the assumption that there is no 4.0, let's go ahead and act like this is the end, yeah? I'm really hoping it is. Gotta always treat every day like it's the last. That's actually an important note. Oh! There is something I have to do. Something I've been neglecting for the past couple of days. I must write a haiku! During this version 3.0 iteration of this series, my friend Alex was sending me letters containing haiku. I shall now write her one. Alright, here you go, Alex. One last haiku to close us out. Alright, I got it. I know what I want the last sentence to be. I just didn't know what I wanted the first one to be. For my last haiku. For my last haiku. Yes. I write on my final day. Okay. I write on my final day. And then I know what this last sentence is going to be for sure, because I wrote this first. Thanks for... Oh, almost typed it wrong. Don't want to spell it wrong on my last day. Thanks for all the fun. Alex, thank you for the haiku war, and thank you for giving me your supplies so that I could finish up that kapp'n Nook Miles achievement. And for that matter, I wouldn't have been able to fulfill many things on my island, Nook Miles achievement or otherwise, without the assistance of my friends. My friends basically built my island, and in addition to recent events where they gave me supplies to help craft things and keep me company, they also helped me create areas like my island's flower garden. Wouldn't have been able to do that without What a Geek helping me with the flowers. I got some of my residents due to my friends. Emma gave me Pietro. I got posters and stuff from Picanjo and Jughead, and big man benches from Agent V and Charles. my island's 5-star evaluation, I attribute that to my friends helping me. So everyone, truly, thank you. Thank you for making my island what it is. Now, I'm gonna go to Harb's Island. Harb's Island is not something that I've done in my version 3.0 iteration of my series. I don't think. I think the last time I went was on the last day of my version 2.0 iteration of my series. So, fitting that I would go on the last day of my version 3.0 iteration of my series. Still, I'm going here because Harb's Island has a few different amenities to it, but Harb's actual studio allows you to take photo ops with all of your villagers or amiibo characters even. And I think I want to do that before today comes to a close. Oh, look at that, it's not raining here, and we have the actual natural sunset lighting that I was hoping to get on my regular island to close things out because I love the sunset lighting. All right. Hello, Harv, it's been some time. Hey there, welcome back to Harv's Island, or is it technically an archipelago? A Harvipelago? Yeah, there was a day where I had to set up wedding pictures in here, right? Takes me back. Just really going down memory lane here, huh? Look, I've forgotten a lot of things that I've done over the course of this series, and it has been nearly 6 years since I last recorded anything. I just am really gonna capitalize on any little thing I have access to, and I should have access to everything at this point. So let's go ahead and clean this up. And let's just get a nice photo op going. Boom. Nice. Okay. And then we are gonna, well, we're gonna utilize that practice I got from decorating the hotel rooms and from Happy Home Paradise, that's for sure. Okay, so we'll have a little bit of blue lighting. And if we're gonna do blue lighting, then we should have an aquatic aesthetic, yeah? So what do you say? Let's do the wallpaper first. All right, so, yes. There we go, and... I'm looking for it. That'll work. Yeah, that'll do. All right, and the wooden flooring is fine. That's kind of the underwater wall. Dare I? Sure, why not? That's kind of been fitting for today's video, yeah? Okay, and then let's have some sort of bench, just a nice big old bench. The bench to be all benches, the big man bench. We'll have 2 of those so we can seat 4 villagers. And then everyone else can stand beside them or something. So here you go. Or can sit in front of them. That's not gonna work. And I can't make the room any bigger. All right, well, then in that case, we'll center them. And we gotta have the big man bench, obviously. All right, let's get all my residents. Yeah, baby! Welcome to Casa de la Harve. Yeah, I imagine Charlize is in the middle of cooking and be like, all right, great, time to finally taste these sugar cookies, and then tries to eat it and then just randomly gets warped over to my island. All right, so Charlize and Mac will sit on one bench because they were here first. Then Toby and Minoru can sit on another because they were brought here by Amiibo. One was the Sanrio Amiibo cards and the other was Zelda Amiibo stuff. And then everyone else can kind of just go in the front. There you go. Can I make you guys sit? Is that an option? Sit is a reaction that I have access to. Fearful, distress, cold chill, aggravation, intense sorrow, okay? Mistaken, bashfulness, shyness, sleeplessness, smirking, apologetic, delight, encouraging. Why is sit not one of them? I want you to sit down, darn it. Is that really not an option? I cannot force my characters to go onto the floor. That won't do. That simply won't do, Tybalt. I need you to awaken yourself. I need you to have any reaction other than those. We're not the shy type, that's for sure. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Why can I not make you sit? That is all I want. Am I going crazy? Sit isn't one of these, right? Oh my goodness, this is not going as I had intended. Well, no matter what, we're going to take a group photo, so don't worry about that. I'm trying to make this framed as best as I possibly can. Let's see here. Disagreement. please, happiness, joy, glee, laughter, love, confident, showmanship, shocked, inspiration, amaze, surprise, curiosity, bewilderment, apologetic, delight, encouraging, pride, flourish, mistaken, bashfulness, shyness, sheepishness, smirking, mischief, resignation, daydreaming, thought, sleepy, dozing, sneezing, fearful, distress, culture, aggravation, intense sorrow, heartbreak, sighing. I'm glad I got all the reactions. Why was sitting not one of them? Even so, it took me some time to unlock all the reactions. I had to get specific villagers to live on my island, and now a lot of them aren't here anymore. Okay, I don't know if we want the Yoshi egg rug. I like it. I don't know if I want to put it there. But we should have some rug. Yeah. Not the dog butt one either that Emma sent me. Alright, what else we got? That's not so bad. Okay. Then let's... Oh, just blue floor. Actually, I kind of like that. I like that too, honestly. Okay, so then let's go ahead and... Okay, so if you guys can't sit... I can't invite anyone else, huh? I can't even put, like, Isabelle and Tom Nook in here without their amiibo. How unfortunate. Alright, well, then you guys just be excited. What we're going to do is we're going to move the couches forward. There you go. And then the rest of you are just going to stand behind it. Excuse me, Boris. Nope, I picked up the rug by accident. Come here, Boris. Thank you. You. There. Bertha, keep clapping. Bertha, thank you. Actually, let's put you on... You can keep clapping. And then... Oh yeah, Pietro's so small. Alright, well then, I need you to do a pose that really makes you express yourself. There you go. That'll do. Go there. Yeah, okay. And then... Yeah. And then... There. Yeah, let's put the sheep next to each other. Very good. And then you can have... I need another big expression. You want love? Sure, you can be love. And then... Bangle, you go in the back. And then... Bring you guys a little closer. There you go. Bangle can be... Bangle's always happy. Yeah, so she's encouraging. There you go. And then Boris, you go there. Rug goes back over there. Tybalt, you go over there. And then Tybalt, you can have... I don't remember which reactions you specifically gave me, but as long as you guys are looking smiley, that's good. And you want laughter because you're always laughing. Is Boris always laughing? No, he's normally grumpy, isn't he? Well, this will be a nice change of pace. Now, I can still sit, right? I can do that. It's a little interesting that in the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of this game, you can't get more characters to sit here. I know there's already 11 of us, but you can invite 12 people over to your island in the Switch 2 edition, so I'm a little surprised they don't let me include a couple more, but that's okay. Otherwise, I would have Label and Celeste here. Or Tom Nook and Isabelle. Alright. Or Brewster, if I could. Alright, ready? Let's get a nice group photo going. How do I make you guys do your... There we go. That's what I wanted. Oh, hang on. I'm standing up by accident, so I want to sit back down. Alright. Go again. And there you go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Toby, your rabbit ears are blocking Wendy. That's okay. And... I kind of want to take an alternate angle. Let's see. Can I take one that's a little closer? I think... Let me see. Different... Ooh, that's nice. I like that, actually. I like that a lot. Okay. So now if I go in, and then if I sit back down, there you go. Actually, there you go. Da-da-da. Sit back down. Look at all my villagers. Mac and Charlize stuck around since the beginning, and then a fair deal of them have been rotated out. This is who we got. There you go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I personally think that's a great way to end this series and wrap things up. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for sticking with me. Here, you want some confetti? You can have some confetti. Yay, thank you! You think they'll be less lifeless if I go and do this in front of their face? Toby, I'm gonna make you blink. Dang. Oh, I made Mac blink. Oh no, I made you blink. Alright, folks, I'll see you back at home, where you'll hopefully magically just warp back there. It's fine. I genuinely just warped you over here for the sake of a photo. Harv, thank you. glad I was able to use this feature one more time, and I thought it would be most fitting to use it on the last episode of my series. I've done just about everything else I'd want to do in this video. I caught the coelacanth, I cleaned up my island, I gave each of my villagers an item. I don't really know what else there is to do. Well, folks, I suppose the next thing to do is the last thing I should do. And perhaps it's the best thing I can do. As with most people that are finalizing a large-scale project, the best and last thing to do before you turn everything in is to go back over and double-check the work. And in this case, I believe that means giving my island one last look, or tour, rather. And let's start from my house. And then I'm gonna end at my house because the actual last thing that I intend to do is upload a dream version of my island, and I'll put the code for that in the description down below. So folks, this is my house. This is where I start each morning on my island of Aquanet. And then this is my rock garden, where one of the rocks didn't quite spawn in the garden, but I figure whatever, that's where I can bonk rocks to get iron nuggets, stones, clay, and the occasional gold nugget with ease. Over here in the southwest corner of my island near the museum, I've got a bunch of bigger items, stuff that I thought looked cool to have on display, especially big stuff like that Guardian. The Guardian is fairly recent. The entryway into my island has this fun arch to demonstrate all the fun that can be had on my island, as there's a bunch of stands and stalls near the front. And then here in the center is my resident, well, not the center of the island, but the center of this little area here is the resident services area where I can do all of my stretching. Over here is the big lake of my island. Since my island is based on a water level from Bomberman 64 The Second Attack, Aquanet, I thought in order to have a water aesthetic, I should have water throughout it. That's Mac, my first villager. Over here to my right is an insect shrine dedicated to the various insects that I caught over the course of this game. Flick showed up on my island enough times. I gave him enough insects. He made displays for each of them. I put him over here. Mac being the first villager on my island means that his house gets to be right in the center of the lake. I thought that was a pretty cool touch. And then I figured since I had an insect shrine, I also have a fish shrine. Lots of fish with the koi fish on prominent display because I like the koi fish. And then here's a nice little peaceful area where you can sit and enjoy the waterfall. Of course, it's raining right now, but don't let that take away from the beauty that's taking place behind it. And of course, the big man benches are a more recent touch. Over here to the right is a satellite that I like to think gives Wi-Fi to the entire island, so it just kind of hangs out there. Coming back over here, if we go to the left, that'll bring us to a higher platform with a fountain, and further left of that is the waterfall path, the gracious waterfall path that used to slow things down on my island, but now that I'm playing this on a Nintendo Switch 2 system, it shouldn't do that anymore. All of my residents have their houses in the back of the island, besides Mac, so there should be 9 houses behind here, each with a different type of flower behind it. And then, of course, we're now back on the bridge that the lake was previously displaying. Yes, yes. And then back over here is where Red Ship is. There are different ways to access Red Ship. I tried to make sure that it was as accessible as possible. There's also little routes over here in case I ever get stuck back here for any particular reason. Like now. If you actually wanted to access Red Ship without swimming around, there is a warp pipe that can take you over there. So you see that warp pipe? Well, we'll talk about that warp pipe more in a second. I thought I made a path through here where I could easily get back, but I guess not. It's just this ladder over here. So be it. Even so, there are ways to access each portion of my island. And the brick paths are the paths that are intended to be taken. But yes, each of my villagers has a house behind here. Taking the ladders or the vines over here will allow you to access the different locations on this corner of the island where I grow all my fruits and crops. So we've got pumpkins, tomatoes, carrots, potatoes, all that good stuff. Different fruit trees back here, so I have the fruits variety of my island. My island's native fruit is pears. So I wanted to make sure that I had other fruits back here, including coconuts. Although I've been bonking all of these trees recently to get wooden supplies, so they don't have coconuts on them right now, but in due time, the coconuts will grow back. Probably the day after I conclude this series. Couple of extra crops over here. And then, of course, we have a tiny library and the movie theater. Outdoor movie theater with plenty of seating. Anyone's welcome to watch a movie for free. Complimentary. When the Mario Day promotion occurred, I made sure to get each of the Mario items and I put them all on display in this little area over here. Figured it was a nice little tribute to them. With nice little rainbow flooring reminiscent of Rainbow Road from the Mario Kart games. I am quite fond of those and quite established in those, if I may say so myself. Speaking of Rainbow, we got Pietro, a villager that I got from my friend Ematronics after he moved from her island to mine. Then, when the frozen items became available in the winter months, I decided to put those on display over here as well. Going north a bit more, over here to the right is my island's designated fishing area. Technically, you can fish in the lake. There's no rules against that, but if you wanted to have specifically dedicated pond-associated fish, you could get them over here. And if you wanted to more easily access Red, here's the warp pipe to do that. Now, I'm not going to go in it, but this would take you over to Red. You'd come out in the warp pipe over there. Another ladder bringing us back down over here. Like I said, I like to have different parts of my island as easily accessible as possible. Little water cooler over here, why the heck not? If we go further south, here is the dining terrace. So you can have fine dining over here. It'd be romantic if it wasn't raining. We have an extra designated cooking area over here as well, crafting areas over here. And in the southeast corner of the island is my island's hotel with kapp'n. kapp'n, you have been both a pleasure and a nuisance, but I'm glad to have you here. Heading back over to my island's main area, there are public restrooms here. Technically, there's a men's side and a women's side, but I'm not going to police who uses which side. Use whichever side you feel most comfortable with. And then over here, here's where you can actually order some food. So we've got burgers, we got pizza, we got fries, we got some pretzels. If you wanted to eat and have a nice outdoor setting, that's where you would go after you'd have fun with all of the other amenities that my island provides. We got some teacup rides, some Ferris wheels, merry-go-rounds, all sorts of fun stuff. And then bringing us back over here, just beyond the shops, just back through my rock garden. That brings us back over to my house. Behind it is the flower garden. I guess I didn't touch upon that, but there is a flower garden back here. But this is my house, which also had its fair share of videos and moments dedicated to it. I figure since my island has an aquatic aesthetic, I should have my house try to have something of an aquatic aesthetic as well. Here in the back, we have a nice, clean bathroom. I made sure it's clean. I'm glad that everything's still sparkly. I believe I made sure everything sparkled when I concluded the series the last time, so it's nice to know that these are still sparkling. Sure glad to know that when I did have guests on my island that they didn't use my bathroom and leave it uncleaned. Very good. So yes, all sorts of other goodies in here, the Happy Home Academy Awards, the food, the one deep sea creature that I caught a ton of, so that I thought I would put here. Oh yeah, my gyroid collection. Anyway, it is otherwise a hodgepodge of stuff, but I still tried to somewhat match that aquatic aesthetic. If we head over to the west side of my house, we have the kitchen. Took a little while to put this together, but it was one of the first rooms. I think it was the first room that I put together. It's been through a few renovations, but I think it looks homely otherwise. Made sure to have a brick oven in the corner. And we do have different things on the table there. The cake, the pancakes, those are just kind of there. They gotta be soggy or stale or something by now. I would not advise eating them. They're there purely for decoration. Here on the eastern side of my house, we have my home office. A couple of the items in here were given to me by friends, namely Picanjo giving me a few posters and Jughead giving me the Tom Nook clock that you see right there. Otherwise, the photos in here were given to me by my own villagers. I earned those, and I earned the posters that I got for completing Blathers' exhibits. So in a way, the office is also a bit of an achievement room. Okay, if we go downstairs to kind of match the aquatic aesthetic of my island and of my home, it stands to reason that going downstairs would bring me under the sea. This is otherwise a bit of a playroom, but I also kind of wanted to match the under the sea aesthetic. That's why I have so many lava lamps in here. Thought it kind of made things look a bit more cozy, look a bit more underwater. And then otherwise, I just enjoy trains. I think they're neat. I thought if I ever had a dream basement, I would have a bunch of train sets in there, or maybe one big one, so that's why those are down there. And if going down brings you underwater, then going up should bring you into the sky! Or into space, rather. This is my bedroom, where I keep a fair share of other cool items, including that koi fish statue that Whatageek gave me all that time ago. And I guess this is where I'm going to end things. I've got multiple places where I can lie down, but I guess I should lie down on the biggest bed of them all, right? That way I've got the fan blowing at me. All right, folks. It's slumber time. As a matter of fact, I think this is the wrong option. I think this is how you do the Slumber Islands, right? Which I can play solo. I didn't. I did Slumber Islands in this series, and I had fun. Those were fun. I did them just to see what they looked like, and I can see the appeal of them. You can basically just make a custom island where you and your friends can do whatever you want, and that's really, really fun. I don't need to do that. I guess I'm already here. I may as well see what this looks like. Kinda messing up the ending to my series. It's okay, at least we saved. We have saved, do not touch the power button. We're now awash in bits and bytes. Which of your slumber islands would you like to dream of? That's right, I never named them. Well, one of them is both of these are the madness that I made with friends in 2 different sessions. We're not going to be messing with those. So we're not going to go to Slumber Islands. I don't need to know about Slumber Islands. That was a mechanic that was added here in version 3.0 of the series. I covered them already. It is a very cool mechanic, and I had my fun with them. Alas, I have merely selected the wrong option. It's been a while since I've done this. We're going to go, and we are going to do this properly. I appreciate that of the things to light up in my room first, the moon was first. Do I gotta get up out of bed and then do it again? I think I do. Folks, let's try this again. All right, now ideally, I'll be able to upload the exact dream island, the exact image of my island as you just saw it. I'll be able to upload it, and then you folks at home, if you're curious, can come check out my island. And I favor the curious. I myself am naturally curious, so it would be hypocritical of me to discourage curious folks from visiting my island. Hence why I will be providing a Dream Island version that anyone can access as long as they are still actively playing this game, have access to an internet connection, and have access to a Nintendo Switch Online subscription. All right, I guess I want to dream, right? Connect to the internet to initialize a dream download. Let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. This looks more correct. I appreciate the lighting's a little different. This is a very mesmerizing room. Kudos to the developers and designers of this whole setup here. From here on, if you find a uniquely pleasant or exciting dream, revisiting it will be as simple as asking. Dreams you have visited recently can now be selected from a list. I guess that must have been an update that happened that I never fully addressed. I did not visit any dream islands in the version 3.0 iteration of my series. Did not feel the desire to. But if you feel the desire to, especially if you're curious, come check out my island. As a naturally curious person, I encourage you to come check out my island. So let's see. So, about my island's dream. I have a dream of Aquanet filed under the dream address of that. I need to update the dream. As a precaution, I must first confirm your wish to update the dream of Aquanet. Are you certain? Yes. This update will add Minoru as a villager, and we'll put a guardian on the southwest corner of my beach, and of course it'll also include the hotel that's over to the right, among any other minor changes that I may have made. Close your eyes, picture what you love most about Aquanet. Relax, relax. All right. Here you are, folks. As you saw it. There, the dream update is now complete. Each bite feels renewed and refreshed. Well done. Your dream of Aquanet is still fired under that dream address. 2838 8548 0842. If you wish to see the results of my island after 475 days, you can, using that dream address. Thank you, Luna. Well, folks, I imagine after this bit I will have a bit of a closing monologue. And before I do that, I want to say thank you. I really do mean it. Thank you for watching my series, whether you watched one video or all 475. Thank you for watching. It's been fun, and I hope to see you all in the next project. Bye-bye, humans! Whoosh! And so, we've reached the end. Again. Because this is now the third time that I'm concluding this daily Animal Crossing series, I do have to wonder if any remaining thoughts I would have would start to become hollow. Still, I would be remiss if I didn't provide some sort of closing monologue, as this series has had a major impact on my life, and it does feel appropriate to end this series in this manner, even if it has become somewhat repetitive at this point. While this series initially started as a means for me to document the development and progress of my island's growth and transformation, it eventually evolved into something of a documentation for my own personal growth and transformation as well. When I started this daily series back in 2020, I was still living in Los Angeles, pursuing a goal of creating more consistent content while I stayed at home in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. I had just begun editing for other clients, I had attempted to collaborate with creators more frequently, I had begun a new ambition to create more content of which I could feel proud, and I took up an interest in recording and documenting lesser-known components of video games. 6 years later, here in 2026, now that I moved to Seattle, it's certainly been nice to see how much I've furthered myself. I've had the pleasure of editing for and alongside all sorts of amazing people. I've definitely increased my frequency of collaborative projects. I have still maintained my ambition to create larger-scale projects that give me great pride, and I'm still recording and documenting lesser-known components of video games. I still have many more goals I wish to achieve, yet I find myself satisfied at a fair share of my accomplishments thus far. I suppose it's a bit of a side tangent, more about me and less about this Animal Crossing series. My point is that these gameplay videos have documented different aspects and chapters of my life, and they've demonstrated my way of thinking and approaching tasks and reaching a sense of fulfillment. And it's also worth pointing out that I hardly played titles in the Animal Crossing series prior. To say that I wasn't knowledgeable about the Animal Crossing IP would have been an understatement. Those few years ago, I thought I had reached a natural conclusion and some sense of fulfillment back when the version 2.0 update had been released and I covered its fair share of content. Then, imagine my surprise when version 3.0 was suddenly announced at the start of this year and it featured even more content. It then felt appropriate to cover this new update and return to my island, yet I wouldn't exactly say that I was eager to do so. It felt as though I was doing this recent run of my series more out of obligation than out of ambition. With all that in mind, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have fun, and continuing this series once more with another bundle of 30 videos highlights a greater trait of this game and of my own philosophy. Throughout all 3 iterations of my daily Animal Crossing series, toward the latter half of each, it was only natural that I would start to run out of steam and that most of the videos would start to become boring and pointless, causing a fair share of them to blend together. So then, it would also be natural that a daily video series that spans across hundreds of videos in which I'm the star and must record, edit, and upload everything on a regular basis would not have every single episode be a standout hit. Still, the repetitive nature of this game allows for certain contrasts to exist, in which I better remember the more positive memories that were generated from my daily ambitions as opposed to the more boring or pointless moments. I have memories of visiting my friends' islands or them visiting me. I have memories of certain villagers moving out or moving in, whether intentional or unintentional. I remember the holidays. I remember the events. I remember my goals, and I remember my pursuits. I remember some high highs and some low lows, and I think it's important to remember that those better core memories were forged from doing a fair share of things that weren't memorable, or from doing things that, frankly, I didn't want to do. Despite the monotonous nature of some of these videos, namely the ones where I'm attempting to clear a specific Nook Miles challenge or obtain a specific item, the more glorious moments shine brighter. I've found, here in 2026 with the version 3.0 iteration of this daily gameplay series, that I still continue to have this mindset and have further expanded upon this viewpoint. I certainly won't remember every single thing I did, or that I said, and I certainly won't reflect kindly upon the tedious tasks that I set out to complete, yet I will remember the more fun and engaging portions. Experimenting with new features, performing with friends, and messing with everything else, those are the things that I, and presumably most others, will remember. As I understand it, Animal Crossing as a series is meant to parallel our own lives while also providing a fictional escape from reality. It's meant to serve as a platform or landscape to allow its fans to creatively express themselves via their island designs, villager choices, and noble pursuits. And when I think about all that, in a way, the things that I've been doing throughout the series, isn't that just what life is? Doing the stuff that I don't want to do, so that I can eventually get to the stuff that I do want to do? That's what I did. For as often as I did stuff that I didn't particularly enjoy or necessarily want to do, I have plenty more memories that I created as a result. And I think that that's the right outlook to have. Over these hundreds of videos, I'll of course remember that I had many dull moments. And that's kinda where those memories end. I just remember that there were dull moments. I don't really remember the specifics. I'll have much more fond memories of the dozens of iconic moments that occurred due to me overcoming the less exciting days. If it took me 475 videos to have 200 good days, I'd call that a win. And now that I've created 475 videos for this game, for as much fun as I've had over the years, I hope to be done with this series for the last time. As it stands, I have no interest in creating any sort of successor or follow-up series to this one. I think I've got my Animal Crossing fill. If a new Animal Crossing game releases in the future, and it seems inevitable that one will, then I'll probably get it, sure. I just won't create a daily gameplay series like this one, let alone one to as great of an extent as this one. Certainly don't expect another 475 episode run, that's for sure. I've had my fun here on my island of Aquanet, and as a friendly reminder, my island got its name and theme from a level that I adored in Bomberman 64: The Second Attack. That was a game that certainly challenged me as a child. It stumped me and it made me have to overcome trials that, at the time, I didn't quite understand, or didn't find very enjoyable. And I didn't always have resources that I could use to help me. Years later, I now look back at Bomberman 64: The Second Attack as one of my favorite games of all time. I initially named my island here in Animal Crossing after the level from Bomberman primarily due to its water-themed aesthetic, and today I believe that my island's name of Aquanet holds a greater meaning. Both Bomberman and Animal Crossing have shaped who I have become. Through the various trials and tribulations, for each dull moment that I constantly face, I find myself looking back with joy and satisfaction, remembering the more positive moments, and knowing that if I had to do anything again, I would feel confident in my ability to just blast through it all and enjoy myself. I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to play Animal Crossing, and then I'm glad that I was able to play it again and again. And here, I find myself excited for the future. Despite what possible challenges and dull moments may appear next, I remain excited to move forward and see what lay beyond the horizon.